So I'm Chad Moretta, 42 years old, ex-pro athlete, played basketball in Europe, and had a surgery a few years ago, a labrum surgery in my hip, and it completely messed me up and threw me back where I wasn't able to walk for almost 2 years, and had an identity crisis and the worst time of my life for sure, mentally, physically, and went through a crazy journey. And obviously I'm sitting here because of Kinetic Impact and what you guys have been able to do for me. And I think part of the magic of Kinetic Impact that I really love is the mindset piece and the fundamental piece. You know, I remember coming in and basically getting taught, like, look, we get all that stuff as the nice to haves, but let's get back to fundamentals. I remember that being a main focus of mine. I'm like, whoa, I'm actually not walking. So the nice thing with Kinetic Impact is they broke down everything for me and these KPIs that I could measure. So I'm like, okay, I can walk a certain amount of steps. I can move a certain amount. I can get my cardio going. And I remember thinking that, like, oh, sleep. And what about my water, you know, and drink enough water. And so it helped me get myself out of my path where I was uncertain and helped me get into something that I could control on that day, which was, I know I can walk a little bit. I know I can breathe. I know I can get up and drink enough water. And so that helped the process for me just start getting little wins. And that was a big piece of getting confidence. It's like, what can I control that I can actually do, that I can actually make sure that I finish so I feel confident I can take the next step. And when I look back, that's what it was. That's what they did so well, is they broke down into these little steps, gave me the support I needed and the consistency I needed. I mean, I was getting text messages 4, 5, 6 times a day. I'd never ever worked with anybody like this, where they gave a shit about my progress. It made me feel like they were there with me. That honestly was probably the biggest thing. My mindset started opening from there, and I was able to start trusting the process. It wasn't easy, but that's where it started to begin, because I saw the way they showed up, how consistent they were, how they really cared, and how they looked at everything versus one thing. Even my mental language and how I was framing things and looking at things. And so I started building trust. And then from there, I started building trust for myself, and that I could actually do this, which was the most significant thing to get change to happen. You know, if I had to do it over again and tell myself, it's like, I spent a lot of money and a lot of doctors, and a lot of people all over the world. So I feel like I have a good vantage point to say that these guys are truly special. And the advice would be, to be open and, you know, to trust the process, and also start with these little wins and get momentum going. And don't think of anything besides, I love the North Star, you wanna go there, but like, okay, today I have to drink so much water, I gotta finish that, and they said I gotta walk 10,000 steps. So being open, trusting the experts, and then just focusing on today and the few things that you can control to build that momentum. And because once you have that wave of momentum, you start building that confidence, you start showing yourself that you can do it, it gets easier and easier and easier. So that would be my advice, is trust the process, trust them, they're the best, and trust yourself that your body is resilient and that you can actually grow and get through this. And because I saw them so consistently and I started trusting them, it allowed me to start building my own confidence in the process, and I started getting results. So that was really impactful.